big development that hasn't happened since March of 2020.
Hey everyone, welcome to WealthScienceX. I'm Tony.
I'm Jamal. This week, we're going to go through some major news that came out from the Fed. We also have some big movements in SPY and QQQ.
What I'm going to just go through is I did pick up some new ETFs this week, specifically in the water industry, water ETFs, and I'm going to go into my logic of why I picked those up and the key takeaways. And if you haven't, make sure you click that bell notification, subscribe to our channel, check out our latest new podcast that is now on Apple Music and Spotify. And without further ado, let's get into the video.
This week, the Fed did come out with their plan for inflation and their interest rates, and they actually left interest rates unchanged, but they did discuss some big developments that they're seeing. They're noticing higher inflation on the key metrics that they track, which is something that's not good. And to deal with that inflation, the Fed has announced that they're going to start, raising rates at least twice in 2023. A lot of stuff that happened in the market was kind of like counterintuitive. So if we would expect more money coming into the market, at least I expected gold, silver, commodities to rise after this news, but they actually sold off, which I'm not sure why. And when we also look at some of the inflation trades, specifically the Dow stocks, those fell hard too. Tech actually rallied because they're going to benefit from this low interest environment. But overall, the market, even SPY, has sold off since Wednesday and is now trading below a very critical point. So this is the SPY chart. I drew this out in last week's video, and we were talking about this breakout in SPY. I was expecting new highs, and we actually did get those new highs. And I announced in that video, I won't actually look into taking longs until we retest 422, find support and bounce, but that did not happen. So we retested 422, but we actually traded below it. And for the first time since the March 2020 crash and rally, we're actually trading below that green support line. So you can see here, this was Friday's movement. We're actually now trading below the green support, which is something that as a trader, this is not good for SPY. This is not good for the markets. We can now start expecting heavy downside in the market over the next couple weeks. And it's not just me seeing this, Tony. It's a lot of algorithms, a lot of big, hedge funds that trade algos. They're seeing this too. They're noticing that this green support's been rock solid since March of 2020. Anytime we've come close to this, we've bounced. This was our first bounce. We've bounced here, 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 and now for the first time on Friday, we're actually trading below it. Is it time for us to be super fearful? I don't think so. I still want us to retest this support line. So maybe over, the start of next week, Monday, Tuesday, we try to rally, the bulls maybe step in. We try to tag this green support again. What happens on the next tag if we fail and start trading lower? So this is the move I'm looking at. I want us to come back out to the green support line. What happens here is going to determine if this is a false breakout or if this is the start of a big move down. Over the next couple of days, it's very important for us to watch this level. As a trader, I don't want to do anything yet. I want to wait till that retest of support. As a long-term investor, I think now is a good time to start saving cash. Because if this breaks down, I think there will be some good opportunities for us to buy in the markets.
Okay, everyone, Tony here. So I'm just going to go into kind of what the purchases that I did this week and the logic of why. So I've been looking at investing into water for the past couple days. Reason being is because humans, we are made of 70% water. When we go to visit other planets, for example, we look for other life by looking for water. Every human being needs water and uses water. Basically, the entire functionality of a home kind of works on water. So your plumbing, for example, shower, brushing your teeth, cooking, so your potable water, your wastewater. Also, one thing as well, I will mention that I am in California currently, and it is a drought-prone state. So when I did fly in, I did notice in the airport when I went to go wash my hands, I saw a little sign and it said, California is a drought-prone state. Stay wise and basically conserve the amount of water that you use. Myself personally, I lived and grew up in Michigan. Michigan, as you don't know, has about close to a fifth of the world's amount of fresh water in the Great Lakes. So we have an abundance of water, and we nickname it, or well, I nickname it blue gold. Purchases that I made this week. FIW is composed of companies that basically specialize in wastewater industries and potable water. Potable water would be your drinking water, your food and cooking water, which is crucial to food and cooking. That I think everybody needs potable water. That's my opinion. And also wastewater. We all use the bathroom. We all, use a toilet or something. So we all have to go to the restroom. So that's an industry that hits everybody's life. And FIW is a very great ETF that I thought was a good pick. FO are companies that create products that conserve and purify water. And then CGW, that's by Invesco. That's a blended fund that tracks the S&P Global 500 Global Water Index. So we can see here, just looking at the chart for FIW, we can see that over the last year, we have increased incredibly amounts. So we were at $52 a year ago for this ETF, and now we're up to $80. So quite a bit of a jump for 1 year. So the price, basically the prices of water is going up drastically. So we can look at the 1 year for FIW. Again, in my opinion, for a long-term hold and long-term investment in this commodity, this chart, in my opinion, is this has solid numbers. And we can see FO, very similar chart. You can see just over a year the immense amounts that it has grown. And yes, I did purchase at an all-time high, but again, I'm investing, my time horizon is 5+ years. Your time horizon might be different than mine. So this investing strategy is what works for me. And then also, if we look at CGW, this is an Invesco Global Water Index ETF, we can see just basically kind of the same pattern, just increasing greatly over a year. And all three of them look like this. What you can do if you want, you can look up the holdings of these companies and invest into their holdings in the individual companies and kind of see what companies are there and do your own research on what you want to invest. But for me, as a person who works full time, have a family, and a lot of other things that I work on, this investment strategy works for me.
All right, everyone. We hope you guys like the SPY analysis. As you guys can see, a lot of stuff happened this week in the markets from the Fed announcement and the trading that's going on in SPY and the Dow and QQQ. For SPY specifically, I'm going to be watching next week. The first couple of trading days are going to be huge for us based on all the algos and all the managers doing what they want to do in terms of tech rotations and stuff. So futures open tomorrow at 6 p.m. I'll be watching futures. And then Monday morning, I'll be tuning in to any news that comes out. We also have 2 Fed announcements on Monday and Tuesday. So it's also going to be another big week for the markets. If we fail off that support line again, I'm going to be looking into some SPY puts as a long-term swing.
For me, again, water is a super precious commodity. I'm going to continue to, pick up some more of these water ETFs personally, just because I think there's incredible value in them. And long term, within the next 5 to 10 years, we're going to see massive water shortages, unfortunately, and everybody needs water.
We hope you guys liked the video. Please let us know what you guys think of blue gold, water, and all the ETFs that Tony mentioned. And then as far as SPY, are you looking into any trading positions for next week? And with that, we'll see you next Saturday.